In this training, we're going to go over setting up your custom domain. So basically what we need to do is take your new funnel that you just created, that you're going to be driving traffic to generate leads and sales for your business. What we need to do is we need to get your funnel online. Now, I'll show you in a second that each of your sales funnels inside of your ClickFunnels account is going to have a domain attached to it, but it's a ClickFunnels domain. You really don't want to send traffic to that because it's not very professional. Although you could do it if you really wanted to. But what we want to do is we want this to be a professionally set up sales funnel with a custom domain attached to it. Now, if you don't know what a custom domain is, it's the web address that you're sending people to, like www.customdomain.com. So what we need to do is we need to go ahead and set that up. And then really there's only two options that you're going to have. Either option A is to take your current domain, change the DNS settings, and forward it to your new sales funnel. Or the easiest option is just going to be getting a new domain. Now, the reason why I would personally just go with the new domain, although depending on if you're really big into branding and you love the name of your, of your website or the name of your domain name that you currently have, the only reason I would suggest going with a new domain name is because really the only purpose of this sales funnel is for us to drive traffic to it and generate leads and sales. Branding is not that important, because that's not the primary focus. Now, what I want to do is I want to get you sales. I want to get you new customers. I want to get you revenue. Now, maybe later we can, we could build out an amazing looking website with any domain that you want. And we could do that with ClickFunnels. I mean, I can show you some beautiful professional looking websites that were created from, with ClickFunnels. So what we want to do is I'm going to kind of look at all the options, and then you can kind of go with whatever one is the most convenient for you. So we're inside of my ClickFunnels account, and what I'm going to do is kind of give you an example and show you what I'm talking about. So this is an example of a sales funnel that has been created, and it's specific to barbershops. Let's take a look at it. All right, so this is a really nice professional looking sales funnel. It only has one purpose, to present the offer and to get people to do one thing only, and that is to give their information so that they can get a voucher for a free hot shave with their first haircut. So that is essentially what we're doing. We're just generating leads and we're generating sales. So one of the things that you need to see is whenever somebody is going to your sales funnel, they're going to be going to the URL that is right here. Okay, so whenever we click this little button, or if we click over here on visit funnel URL, what it's going to do, it's going to show the URL right here. This is the web address. So now we don't want to, now this is a custom domain that I created a long time ago. It's called Grow with Billy. And the only purpose of that is just for me to build out company sales funnels for them and my own personal stuff until I want to add a custom domain to it. But that's just kind of make it look, make it look a little bit better on my end. But for you, I'm not sure what it's going to say on your end, but what you are going to see is everybody that is listening to this training and everybody that has ClickFunnels is going to have a clickfunnels.com domain attached. And that is because ClickFunnels hosts all of the sales funnels that you're going to be building out, which is awesome because, for one, they have some of the most advanced technology for all of the technical support that goes behind all of your leads, sales, and customers that are going to be funneled through the software. And also, it just avoids the extra cost of you having to go out and pay for a hosting service. And I've paid hundreds and hundreds of dollars to host websites in the past, and that is no longer an issue because ClickFunnels hosts it for me. So what I want to do now is go over a couple of steps for you to go through. And it's up to you which ones you want to do. The first that we're going to do is we're going to go through what is the easiest and what I recommend doing, which is getting a custom domain through ClickFunnels. Now, you can actually purchase a domain through ClickFunnels because, they host domains and the website. So what we're going to do is I'm over here and in my domains. Now, how to get there, you just click on your you click on your settings button over here, then you just click on domains. Okay. Obviously, I'm going to hide, the domain names that I have because that is kind of private. But I did want to show you this page and give you an example of what it looks like. This is where all of your domains will be. But what I want to show you is clicking on this button right here to add a new domain. Now, with a brand new ClickFunnels account, you get your first domain for free. That's pretty awesome. I would definitely take advantage of that. So what you could do is you could register for a new domain name. There's no additional setup required, and it includes a free SSL certificate. An SSL certificate is this little part right here that shows that the website is secure. It's very important to have that. Because for one, it needs to be secure, and for two, it builds trust among the people that go to your website. If it shows not secure, people are not going to enter their personal information. They're just going to bounce off. So ClickFunnels provides that for you. Now, normally it costs about $20 to register a domain name through ClickFunnels, and they handle everything at the back end. Now, it is a little bit cheaper to go to a source like NameCheap or GoDaddy. I mean, I've bought domains for 11, 12, 13 bucks. It is a little bit cheaper, but I'll be honest, there are a lot of times that I just didn't want to mess with buying a domain through NameCheap and then having to go into the DNS settings and then point the domain to ClickFunnels and then go into the different settings inside of the domains inside of ClickFunnels and then go through the changes. I just didn't feel like dealing with that. So it was a lot more convenient and easy for me just to get the domain through ClickFunnels. And normally it costs about 20 bucks and it's for 1 year. But your first one is free. Now, if you already have a domain name and you want to add that to ClickFunnels, all you do is just click on existing domain. Now, before I go any further, below this video, I am going to have a ton of resources for you. I'm going to have a ton of links for you to be able to click on. The reason why is because there are so many domain registrars that are out there. There's so many places that you can buy domains, that you can register domains and host domains. It is literally impossible for me to sit here and do a training on how to transfer every domain register that's out there to ClickFunnels. I just can't do that. So depending on what you're using and depending on the option that you want to go with, I'm going to leave the links below for you to be able to go through and find the information and training that's going to show you how to do all of this stuff. So if you have a domain with GoDaddy, for example, and you're happy with it and you're reluctant to get a new one at first and you really want to use that one, that's fine. I'll leave a link below for transferring your domain from GoDaddy to ClickFunnels or changing the DNS settings in GoDaddy so that whatever domain that you have inside of GoDaddy, you'll be able to see it right here. Okay, so all of those resources will be below, but for the purpose of this training, I'm going to be showing you the easiest method and the one that I highly suggest, which is going to be just to select a new domain. Okay, so we're going to go over here to choose a domain. And here's what we're going to do. We are going to search for a domain so I can kind of give you an example of what it looks like. Now, this is going to be for a barbershop. So let's do, let's see here. Let's do great. And you don't have to do www. Just type in whatever domain that you want. Great barbershopdeals.com. All right, so let's see it's available. It is available, so you're going to see over here whether or not it's available, and it costs 20 bucks. And what it does is it registers it for a year. Let's see here. Let's try great. Now, let's say you're a barbershop in Nashville, Tennessee, right? So let's do Nashville haircut deals, haircutdeals.com. Okay, see, it's available. But I want to show you an example of what it looks like when it's not available. So let me go to Nashville.com. Obviously, see how that's not available. Nashville. Let's do Nashville Barber. So I wanted to kind of give you an example of what it looks like. Well, let's just go to a domain that we can purchase. Okay, NashvilleBarbershops.com. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on it. And then it says, hot diggity dang, Nashville Barbershops is available. The domain is yours for $20, and it includes Cloudflare premium features. Now, if you have a brand new ClickFunnels account and or you have never purchased a domain name through ClickFunnels, your first domain is free. I love ClickFunnels. I can't tell you how awesome that is, right? It saves you 20 bucks off the bat. Website performance optimization. I mean, they're going to optimize your website in the back end. It's going to have a reliable DNS service. It's got WhoosGuard, defends your website from online threats, identity, visitor, and hot behavior analytics. I mean, it's got some pretty cool stuff on the back end. And then if it's free, it'll say that basically you qualify for a free domain, and then you'll go ahead and then you'll set it up. And it's very, very simple from there. So let's see here. From this point, now once you do your first domain, and then what you do is, let's see here. I'm going to show you an example of, let's do this. Yeah, let's do this. So let's say you're over here on your website. You've already purchased your domain name. What you can do, or you've already set it up, what you could do is go over here to settings and go right over here to domain. You're going to click on this button. I'm not going to click on it because it's just going to pull up all of the domains that I have, and I don't want to show that. But what it's going to do, it's going to pull up all of the available domain names that you have purchased or that you have registered inside of ClickFunnels. So what you do is you simply just select the one that you just registered, and then what it's going to do is you're going to scroll down, and then you click on Save and Update Settings. Once you do that, it's going to take you back to this page, and then it's going to show your new domain, NashvilleHaircutDeals.com. It's going to show it right there. Now, there's going to be a little bit of extra text over here. I want to show you what that means. Basically, what ClickFunnels is doing is you have your main domain name right here, but it needs to have a little bit more information to where it's pointing the domain. So let's go over here to settings, and I'm going to kind of show you how you can change all of that, because you really don't want a whole bunch of jargon like letters and numbers and stuff. So what I'm going to do is I typed in barbershop special offer, welcome page. Let's do haircut deals. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to click on save and update settings. Okay, then it's going to show it. It's going to what it's going to do is the next time I go over here, it'll probably show it. It just has to update. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to copy this. And then I'm going to go over here, click on landing page, and then I'm going to click on publishing. So click on publishing. And then here's the name of this step. It's called a landing page, or you can call it a squeeze page or an opt-in page. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. I'm going to highlight it and then hit paste. And then I'm going to hit update funnel step. And then what that does is, and it might have a little bit more jargon on it, but that's fine. It's not really a big deal. People don't really pay attention to a lot of what's going on in the URL up here, other than they might notice the first couple of words that are right here. Okay. So whenever you go to publishing, you can see that the very first page on the sales funnel, this is the path. So if it's NashvilleHaircutDeals.com, the path will be NashvilleDeals.com and then whatever is after.com. Does that make sense? All right, let's go to the thank you page. I want to give you another example. So we're at the thank you page. We're going to go over here to publishing. And then the path is NashvilleHaircutDeals.com. After.com, the path for thank you page is going to be whatever you have right here. So basically that's ClickFunnels' way of whenever somebody, and I'm going to show you an example, when somebody goes to your sales funnel, the very first page, it's called a squeeze page because it's squeezing information out of the customer, or it's a landing page. They all mean the same thing. It's going to have the name of the domain right here. Now, this is just a preview. People aren't going to see that part. But let's go over here to thank you, the thank you page. And then once you click on this, it's going to have the same thing. It's just going to say thank you. Okay. So now here's another option that we have. If you want to register a third-party domain name that you already purchased, or you really don't want to do it through ClickFunnels, or maybe you don't want to spend 20 bucks and you just want to go over here to NameCheap and maybe try to get one for, for a couple of bucks or for 12 bucks, whatever. Or if you want to go to GoDaddy, you can simply go here and then type in the name that you want. NashvilleHaircutDeals.com. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see it's available. And then it says that it is available for $888 a year. And now that doesn't really include, the extra protection and hosting and everything that ClickFunnels provides. But if you want to, and I have personally purchased domain names through NameCheap and then basically forward or point the domain name to ClickFunnels. I have done that before, and it's not that difficult once you get used to it. So you're welcome to do that, and all you'll simply do is you'll purchase it. After you get done purchasing it, you're going to go to the Manage DNS Settings, Manage DNS Settings, and then what you're going to do is you're going to follow the instructions that I'm going to put below. That if you want to do it through NameCheap, just click on the link below that says that you want to point a domain from NameCheap to ClickFunnels. Just follow the directions on managing the DNS settings. And it really is that simple. Now, the very first time you do this, it might be a little bit different. It might be, this is frustrating. But all you got to do is just take a breath and just follow the instructions and you'll be fine. I've done it, the first couple of times I did it, it was like, oh my goodness, this is frustrating. But once I get used to it, it was no problem. Now, why would you want to purchase more than one domain name? Well, that's very simple. You might have more than one funnel that you want to test. Maybe you want to test different offers. So that's kind of a way that you can do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all the information below this video for you to be able to go and either get your first domain or your remainder of the domains that you want to get through ClickFunnels, or if you want to get it through NameCheap or a third party register service, you're welcome to do that. And that concludes this training. I know that it was a little bit long, but it is very important that once we set everything up, we've got to be able to point people to a custom URL. We want it to be kind of professional. In my opinion, if all you're really wanting to do is just generate leads and sales, the domain is not really that important, but you do want it to be similar to what you do. So if you're a chiropractor, and let's say that you live in Cleveland, so you would just do chiropractor deals in Cleveland.com or something like that. Just, whatever, just do something a little snazzy, something a little bit different. But basically the whole point of this is going to be pointing people to your sales funnel.